next up, from beautiful Malta, came Matthew Felice, CEO of Simply Staking, and he will be talking about passive diversification in the token economy. Please give him the warm welcome.
Hi. First of all, welcome and thank you all for being here. My name is Matthew. I'm the CEO and co-founder of Simply Staking. And today I'd like to talk to you about a project that we've been incubating over the last year and a half that we believe will make crypto investment truly accessible for everyone, and as well as showcase the Cosmos technology that we've been building over the last years. So, since the start of the crypto revolution over a decade ago, we've been thinking and striving to build a better financial system. A system that is transparent, decentralized, has tokens at its foundation, and is accessible to everyone. But unfortunately, it's not really accessible to everyone today. And there are multiple reasons for this. So first of all, blockchain and crypto, well, as a technology, it's super hard to understand, especially for new users, sometimes even for ourselves. Making it easy for people to launch tokens has led to excessive amount of assets out there that cause new users to come in and feel paralyzed. They don't know what to invest in. It's extremely hard to figure out what is quality and what is not quality. And on top of this, we keep building more and more complex products. So we keep evolving the technology, expecting people to understand what we're building, and then to get them to use our systems, we give them 10, 20, 30, 50% APYs. We promise them crazy yields. And then we're surprised when something like Luna collapses, right? And as if we've learned nothing from this, we keep building new sophisticated products and telling users, come, we have strategies that can help you squeeze out an extra 1%, 2% on your yield. And it's no surprise that in this environment, bad actors come in, right? And when bad actors come in, this leads to cataclysmic events like the FTX collapse. So when a new user comes in today and they go probably through Binance, they're faced with this. So they go on the app and they see Bitcoin, they see Ethereum, and along with it, they see other tokens that they know nothing about. They're not quality projects, right? And I mean, it's extremely confusing and it's really poor that we're here today. If they go on Google, it's not different. And if we go where we all get our news, it's even worse, right? This is what we do. We promise get rich quick schemes and pumps and dumps. So, I mean, if I have to dumb it down a little bit, I feel that this is what we all dreamt to be building, but this is what we actually delivered in the end. And it's no wonder that this is how our users feel. And I mean, this is not something that is limited to crypto. It's not a problem that is endemic to crypto. We've been trying to replicate a financial system, a very tricky and complex financial system. And we all know that when you build systems designed around money, well, bad actors come along for the ride. But within traditional finance, there's also good solutions out there that unfortunately we haven't been trying to replicate. And these solutions are called index funds. You don't need to believe me, like this is Warren Buffett, one of the most important investors in the world. And index funds are the tools for users, for unsophisticated users to get access to the financial system, right? They're simple, they're focused on achieving long-term rewards in a passive and diversified manner, so that a user knows that they can deposit funds today and they have them around. This investment is still around 20, 30 years from now when they get to retire. This is what we should be striving to build in our ecosystem. So, and the user experience there is extremely simple. A user just logs on a website, deposits funds from their bank, selects, invests in a simple strategy like the S&P 500 index fund, receives a certificate, and they can go on with their day. They don't need to spend endless time on whatever crypto Twitter is in the traditional finance. And this simplicity and the power of passive diversification has meant that over the last 10 years, the amount of money flowing into passive funds far outweighs the money that flows into active fund management. And we should learn from this, right? So at EntryPoint, this is the user experience that we believe we should be bringing to our end users. Because if we ever believe that we can get new users into the token economy that we're building, we have to, at the very least, provide them with the same user experience. And after that, they can understand the importance and power of DeFi. So this is what we've built. A user can come in on the EntryPoint blockchain website, deposit tokens through their wallet, buys into an index vault, receives a fully collateralized token, and that's it. They can go on with their day. And knowing that 10, 20, 30 years from now, their investment made today is still around. It's still, hopefully, numbers go up. Now, I mean, it should be obvious, right? If we keep making things hard for people, if the user experience is hard, we're never going to get there. We just need easy user experience. So, how do we build index funds? Let's start by looking at what happens behind the scenes, under the hood, in traditional finance. And what we find is that there are two processes to developing and designing index funds. The first is defining and curating indices, and the second is delivering the opportunity to investors to invest in index funds. Let's start with the first one, which is curating benchmark indices. What does this mean? What does a benchmark index mean? A benchmark index is something like the S&P 500. For those of you who don't know, the S&P 500 started out as an index in 1923, 100 years ago, right? And it's still around today, and it's not just still around, it is the benchmark index that the traditional finance industry measures itself against. This is what we should be replicating. And how is it done? How are these indices created? There's no fancy AI. There's no fancy sophisticated models. It's just clear, simple strategies. Clear selection criteria of what goes into an index. Because you don't want an index defined by some person who wakes up in the morning and says, I like that project. I think it should be on this index. That's not, that's not how we build trusted financial instruments. Once you understand what goes into an index, then you just need very clear composition methodologies. And most importantly, you need long-term focused management to make sure that these strategies are adhered to and are around year after year after year. So, blockchain and the Cosmos technology that has been built over the years allows us to replicate these management structures from traditional finance, to make these indices available to everyone. And the beauty of this technology is that not only can we replicate these management structures, but when we bring them on-chain, we provide the transparency and allow for collaborative community oversight that is just unheard of, and it's impossible to achieve in traditional finance. And so this is how we get users to understand. First of all, we give them the benefits of what they are used to, and then they understand, oh, this is the beauty of DeFi. This is what we can achieve. This is what those crazy guys have been barking along for the last 10 years. And so at EntryPoint, we've designed such governance structures. We have a number of working groups, some of which are responsible for managing the blockchain and the project as it evolves over the years, and some working groups that are specifically responsible for designing the indices that are going to define the space for the next 10, 20, 30 years. But these working groups don't just work by themselves. You don't just leave working groups unsupervised and expect them to come up with good things. You need to have a level of supervision that ensures that these working groups are kept in check. And again, in layman terms, what this means is that we really believe that if you get people together to work as a team, they can achieve great things. But we all know that if they're left unsupervised, this is what happens. And at the same time, we also really believe that when supervised, we can build the foundation that will last generations. So, once we understand how to define indices that will last decades, we can start to understand how do we deliver these to users? How do we provide the same user experience that people are accustomed to? And let's look under the hood of how this is done in traditional finance. So a user doesn't need to worry about the complex mechanics of the financial market. They log on to a website, talk to their broker, and in the background, there's a series of intermediaries that come together to provision these index funds to the users. And today, with the Cosmos technology that we have, we can make this user experience possible seamlessly. So this is what we've built at EntryPoint, where you have the user who logs into the website, can deposit 100 Atom, and says, I would like to invest this 100 Atom into, let's say, the CryptoTem vault, a vault that was defined by governance, and it has within it the underlying assets of the top 10 cryptocurrencies by market cap. And so the EntryPoint blockchain understands how to trade these 100 Atom into the right proportion of the underlying assets in the vault. Through IBC, sends these 100 Atom to a third-party DEX, along with instructions of how to trade them. An interchain account on a third-party DEX performs these trades, gets the traded tokens, puts them back on the EntryPoint blockchain. The EntryPoint blockchain puts these in a vault and issues the user with a simple, fully collateralized index token. So again, this user knows that his investment today, 20, 30 years from now, as long as governance has been curating these indices, his index token is still fully collateralized by the underlying assets that would be the top 10 assets of the crypto assets by market cap at the time in 20, 30 years, which I'm sure will not be the ones that are there today. And so, again, what this means is that we have abstracted away all the complex mechanisms that happen in the background so that the end user only cares about holding a simple index token and going about their day. So, having explained how the system works, let's go to some common questions that we get asked. What indices can be developed? So there are a number of indexes that can be developed, starting from something like the Crypto 10, broad market cap indexes. We can have indexes that are ecosystem specific. You can have Ethereum ecosystem vault, Cosmos ecosystem vault, Polkadot. You can also have thematic vaults, for example, DeFi focused or metaverse focused or regenerative finance focused. And once you have these indices, the next question would be, what are some use cases of index tokens? So if we create high quality indices that stand the test of time, these, we believe, can be the base financial primitive to be used in the rest of the DeFi ecosystem. So if you have high quality, fully collateralized index tokens, these can then be used as collateral in the lending protocols of our ecosystem. They could be used in something like the IST vaults that Dean will be talking about in the next talk. Once we have these base index tokens, high quality index tokens, we can use them. Like an interesting use case for this would be as base pairs in AMMs. We understand today the risk of having base pairs in AMMs be the native token of the blockchain providing these AMMs. It doesn't lead to very good financial liquidity provision. The risk is very, very large. One final use case would be to start really easily diversifying the blockchain treasuries. We have the situation today in which blockchain treasuries are denominated in the native tokens of the blockchain. This is poor financial fiscal policy. We need to start diversifying them. How do you diversify them? By allowing them to start purchasing high quality, fully collateralized indices. And finally, we have how does the system generate revenue? When we started out building EntryPoint, we immediately understood that we cannot rely on transaction fees, and we didn't certainly want to rely on some crazy tokenomics to make things work. So what we did is, again, looked back at traditional finance to understand how do they do it. And the answer is simple. Index vaults will have a streaming fee, an entry fee, possibly, and an exit fee. And all of these fees, because these indices are curated, designed, and managed by the blockchain itself, these fees accrue to the blockchain treasury. we believe that this will be the foundation for providing sustainable, self-sufficient, publicly managed infrastructure. Now, we understand that we cannot do this by ourselves. We believe that EntryPoint can be an important partner within the ATOM economic zone. So over the next months, we will be collaborating with the community, posting on the Cosmos Hub forum, and we'd really like to work with you as we get the EntryPoint blockchain to be a consumer chain of the Cosmos Hub. But what we really want is not just to be secured by the Cosmos Hub. We don't believe that that's the only reason to be in the ATOM economic zone. What we really want is, we believe that the Cosmos community can come around and help bootstrap the financial primitives that are going to help new users invest in the token economy in the next 10, 20, 30 years. Together, we can define benchmark crypto indexes. And again, what this means is that we need to move from today's situation of infighting and bickering, and we believe that this is possible, and we can get to this. So perhaps now it's time to get your phone and scan this image. We'll get you to our website. Please follow us on social media, on Twitter. We have a booth around the corner. If you have any questions and comments, please come and visit. Thank you all for being here.